Hang on, I'm gonna reset the mic. Okay, Shaggy SoCal 12 for Forza, and time for the next set of track guides for next week's races for Thursday Night Thunder in this Mazda 323. First up, is gonna be Maple Valley Short. So I'm gonna do this like my normal track guides. I'm gonna go out, run a couple of laps. Then I'll do the slow track walk kind of thing. Just point out a couple of things I've noticed. There, well, I'll get into this in a little bit. Then I'll run. I need to practice. I'm gonna run a mock race against the AI, just to give me some traffic to try and work through and see what I can and can't do in this car, especially since I have to run full tank on hard tires. Um, Historical note, the last time we were here at this layout of Maple Valley was about a year ago in the Hoonigan Focus. So I would say the difference between the Hoonigan Focus and the Mazda 323 is there's a lot of horsepower and a lot of grip. But hopefully it should be a fun race. But let me just go ahead and first off for the car, fuel and tire, actually what I want to do is I'm going to run mediums just because I want to see what that's going to be like, and I'm going to drop it down. Mandates to my method. 41 laps of fuel. Wow, the fuel calculator. That's weird. Just in that couple percentage, it bumps up the estimated laps. So that's interesting. I will just put 42 in because, that's the answer to everything. Medium tires. Let's go ahead and run a couple laps. So this track is going to be similar to the experience we had with keep it in third. Similar to the experience we had with Eagle Rock, in that it's a lot of straightaway, very slow technical bit at the beginning of the lap, but then it's mostly full throttle the rest of it. Fourth gear. Quick brake, turn in, cut the curving there, maybe touch the grass there. Curving, full throttle out. Oh yeah, there's so much more grip on the medium tire than the hards. Again, full throttle here, third gear, maybe just to crack the throttle a little bit. Back on. Leave it third. Now, what was interesting is the suggested line here in current Forza Motorsport is very different than what Forza 7 would show. So they've made some alterations on that as far as what the game suggests. And when I got the track walk, I'll talk about that a little bit. Okay, let's run another one. Oh yeah, see, medium tire, I don't have to brake. I can just let off. Must be nice to have grip. A little wide early. Missing shifts doesn't help. I could just about take that full throttle. Maybe if I had a better line in. And there's a reason I'm not following the braking line religiously. So, all right, that's a couple good out laps. 46.4. Jeez, that's already like 3/10. I think like 3/10 quicker than I was running on the hards on full tank. So, all right. So let's talk about the slow lap. So coming down for me, this is fourth gear coming down to turn one. What I'm looking for is, in conjunction with the suggested line, is I'm looking at the transition where you can kind of see. Let me turn the car so it's a little bit easier to look at. As I'm coming down the front stretch, you can kind of see where they put the temporary barriers up for essentially for pit entry, off the main circuit. Like if you were running the main circuit, this would be part of pit entry. So for the short version, short reverse, they put up the temporary barriers. So where I'm looking at is, you can see the K rails. That's actually the same out of Forza 7. What's different now is you can see now they have right at the corner, you've got the striped barriers there on the left side. That's what I'm looking for. So as I'm coming down front straightaway, fourth gear, I'm looking as for the, for hood view. Again, your view will, and your FOV will adjust this. You have to figure this out for yourself. But usually as I'm getting to, the barriers there on the left side, that's where I'm gonna, that's where I'm gonna let off the gas and prep the car to turn in. Um, for me on the hard tire compounds, I do have to brake a little bit because I just don't have quite the grip to go in. I'm sure mediums and softs, you're just going to be able to lift the throttle. You just roll out of the throttle and turn the car in. You should have plenty of grip to get in there. So for me, still, and for me, I would actually leave it in fourth. If you drop it to third, you're gonna spike the rev limiter. It's gonna put the car on its toes. It's gonna make it a little unsettled. I think this one, it's better to keep it in fourth, keep the car relaxed going in. And what I'm looking for is, I can see the red tree there, but that apex is right about that point. So if I do it right, I'm going to clip the inside. The other thing is this inside curbing is a little more pointed as far as its shape than I remember it being in Forza 7. But I'm going to try and, straddle the curbing here as much as I can if I get the turn in right. And that should then put me straight across. Whoops, come on, car. Bring the car straight across. Now, 9 times out of 10, the car is going to push a little bit wider, and I'll probably just kiss the grass here. My preference would be I'd rather abuse the curbing on entry than to worry about getting too wide out and getting into this grass here. I will say that if you use too much of the curbing on the left side, it's about a 1.8 second penalty, so it's pretty big. So again, use it at your own risk. But I ideally, if you cut the curbing there, you can almost take it straight across. You'll cut the curbing on the right side a little bit, and it lines you up heading down into, I don't know if this was technically turn 2 or turn 3. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this one out. I've been taking what I would call my controller line through here, which I think is actually more the suggested line, which is I'm going to come straight down into here. Now, the practice marker is decent. If you're running laps in free play on your own, is decent to kind of gauge, like, okay, I should brake about here. You can actually probably brake a little bit past it. The problem is it's not there during the race. So if you can't see the braking line, if you can't, this one you're going to have to do by feel, especially if you're in traffic. So I'd suggest, as far as racecraft, if you're right on somebody and you're heading down into here, you're not sure where to brake, back off a little early, get into the brakes a little bit early, give yourself a little bit of space. So that way, if you do mess up, you've got, you're not banging into the back of them. But what I'm looking for, and it's just a quick flash, you can see just off on the left side here, you can see a little bit of worn patch of ground. At speed, I just see tan, and it's big enough that I can catch it in my eye to go, okay, as I'm getting to that point, then I definitely need to brake. So brake. To me, this is a double apex corner, and this is one I think we're going to have. This one, I'm hoping a lot of you guys come out to practice this week, especially Monday night and Tuesday night, or get here early on Thursday for warm-up, because I think we need to really be able to get comfortable running in traffic through here. Because the normal racing line, since this is a double apex corner, I'm going to be braking straight line until I get about to the end of the first curbing, which is where the first apex is. But as I let off, the car's going to, as I'm braking, the car's going to drift out across the track. Well, if somebody's thinking they're going to take the outside, or, that's, I don't want people then getting trapped and then getting hit and run into the wall. You want to get comfortable enough to know if someone's on the inside there and they're going to brake. If the car's going to pop wide, where do you need to be following, so that you can maybe take advantage of that and might take a look, try to sneak underneath. That's where you need to practice. I think there's going to be a lot of contact down in here the first couple of laps. But again, the car will pop out a little bit. I'll try to rotate it back in, look for the second set of curbing where the second apex is. And that apex, again, this curbing isn't quite symmetrical. It tightens up a little bit. But that second apex is, you can see, kind of about where this patch of new asphalt has been laid. So you can imagine it's like a lot of people over the years have floored it at this point to the point they need to they need to do a patch. So you should be able to, as you get about halfway on the second curbing, really commit back to the throttle, keep the steering in, follow the line, follow the inside line out until you can kind of point straight across on the exit. So then I'm just going to follow the line here, second gear, third gear, pretty much flooring it. Keep it to the inside, down in here, let the car drift out. Now the line's going to bring it all the way, almost all the way out to the end here. That curbing is dangerous. I would say be neat and tidy. Do not try to use that curbing at all. Because again, you're still kind of turning to the right. You still have weight on the left side of the car, and that curbing and with the setup that we have is bumpy enough to unsettle the back of the car. And as you come off of it, the car is going to then push for this next corner, especially because we got a little crest there. You're not going to get a lot of help. So I would say setting up for here, stay off this outside curbing. Still in the third gear, you're probably still going to be flooring it. Your line through here, you can go ahead and use the inside curbing. If you're on medium tires, after the tires warm up, you might be able to do this flat out. Soft tires, you should be able to do this flat out. Me on the hard tires, I'm having to do a little bit of a confidence lift, especially as I get late in the apex. As you can kind of see, it's like it crests the hill, but it's also off camber. So I don't have hard tires. I don't have a lot of help from the track coming out. So I do have to confidence lift till I get the car kind of past the apex, and then I can roll back into the throttle. So still third gear. I'm still going to be third gear heading in the final corner. Now, I'm going to stop about, let's just stop about here. So I'll be third gear at this point. So I just want to take a moment. And if you look down at the track map, this final turn is, you're going to think it's going to remind you a bit of what we just had at Eagle Rock. But, Eagle Rock was really much, it was a true oval with a little chicane in the middle. So nice symmetrical turn, nice banking to help you. Again, if you got a little too high and you were trying to maintain speed, the car would tend to push out. This one's a little bit more challenging. It is this nice long corner, but it is a decreasing radius. So you can kind of see that it's kind of nice and even, and then towards the end, it sharpens up as it goes onto the front stretch. So what that'll mean is there'll be quite a few lines going in. There's probably like 3 different lines going into the corner, but at that second apex heading out onto the front stretch, all those lines are going to intersect as far as getting the optimal speed out. So I think this is one of those, you got to be very conscious of who's on your inside, who's on your outside. Hashtag me personally, on the hard tire compound, I am going to protect the bottom with my life. Because I can't, I'm already giving up grip. I don't want to give up distance in this corner. But so how I'm going to approach it, the funny thing is that this is where the line I'm trying to take through the final corner is very close to what Forza 7 would suggest. Forza 7 suggested a much neater line closer to the inside of the corner. For Forza Motorsport, they actually, I would say, is probably more what I would consider a traditional line. You're going to take a wider, you'll probably hug the entry, let the car come out mid-corner to set up so that you can kind of late apex the second half of this corner onto the front straight. That's probably the ideal line. So it'll be interesting to see what we all do. I think we're all going to be experimenting. But for me, a couple of things I'm going to point out is I'm going to hug the inside line. I'm not going to use pit lane entry to make any passes. I think that's kind of bad form to try and pass somebody into pit lane. I would say try to stay to the right side of the white line. But I'm going to hold it in here. Now, in comparison to Eagle Rock, this final turn is, we don't have as much banking. I would argue that it's a little bit crowned. So as you get past half track and you're getting to the right side of the track, you're kind of now on the opposite side of the crown. You're a little bit off camber. So you're not going to get as much help from the track. And just the way these cars, because they tend to oversteer, I don't want to flirt with the outside line. Because if you drop your right sides off in the gravel, you're just going to get pulled off and you're going to lose all sorts of positions. So for me, I'm probably going to take the line where I'm going to hug it as much as I can. The car might drift out a little bit, and then I'm going to try and bring it back across. I'm looking for the end of this curbing to bring the car back across, and then bring the car out here to end the lap, and then finish the lap. If you want to take the more traditional line, let me just take a second here to do that. The more traditional line, I think the game shows is, which button is my e-brake? Is it B? Yep. I think the line the game's going to show is you'll still hug the inside a little bit, but about mid corner, you're going to actually bring the car almost all the way out. You can kind of see the tracks here out wide, but you're also still going to kind of aim for that same point just past the end curbing to get it onto the front straight. So we'll see what lines everybody takes. Again, the line I'm going to take is going to be dictated by the tires I'm running. So with that, that's a lap of Maple Valley short. Again, not much to it, but there's first couple laps are going to be very interesting on Thursday. So let's go ahead. I'm going to exit. Let's go ahead and exit to event menu. I'm actually going to take a chance. Lobbies post this most recent update, the lobbies on Thursday were pretty good. Excuse me, none of us had steering issues. I think only a couple people got disconnected. So, we're gonna run a test here and see if I can go straight into a mock race and not lose steering. So let's go to event setup. We're gonna do circuit race. We'll say long, but I'm going to adjust that. Maybe I'll short reverse. Based off the lap times, I'm going to take a stab and say it's probably going to be a 40 lap race. I'm going to go random on the starting time of day. Time progression rolling, I think Matt had that at 12. Weather, I'm going to go random, but again, for all intents and purposes, whoops. If it rains, I'm gonna, again, it's no benefit to me to run the race in the rain because of the tire strategies or BOP that we're all running. So I do want dynamic track rubbering on, and we'll start it at 50. Driver difficulty 8, number of drivatars 23. Cars, that's fine. Icons, rules, expert rules. Rolling start standing, and grid ordering is random. And there we go. Mandatory pit stops 1. I don't need to worry about the rest of that. We'll say, would you like to accept these options? Yes. Drizzle. Come on, Forza, work with me. Too bad I can't do and maybe put this on the nice to have lists. Random parentheses, no rain would be nice to have. But again, it's just easy enough to come back in here and change the weather. So event info, okay, clear. Thank you. 6 a.m. So morning race, starting in the dark. All right. Go ahead and car, fuel, and tire. I have to run the hard compounds and I have to run full fuel, so let's find out what that's like. And start race. Now, if I'm starting mid-pack, I'm probably, looks like I'm toward the back. I'm at the very back. Okay, let's see how the first lap goes. Given the nature of this course, for us on Thursday, I would say first lap, I know it's best time to try and make passes because we're all bunched together and we're all different tire strategies. I would still say just take it easy. If you're on the inside, stay on the inside, kind of divide the track in half, and just let's get through these first few corners without killing each other. And the race can really start kind of out of this corner heading into the final. bit. I'm going to take the bottom. Thank you very much. We'll watch for the convergence. Hug that inside. I gotta push a little bit. Don't hit me. I should have downshifted. Whoop. Sorry. Okay. I got someone looking on my inside. Someone's on my inside, so I'm just gonna take it very ginger. Leave room on the bottom just in case. Oh, that was a very late move by me. Wow, why don't you go all the way out there? I don't know if I like that one. No, actually, you know what? Hang on. I just realized something. Sorry, I'm going to redo this. Because the leaderboard at the top was not looking the way... I gotta redo the whole thing. That's fine. It was comparing best lap scores, and I don't want best lap scores. This isn't a hot lapping challenge. This is a race. Circuit race, long, for sure, reverse, 40. Random. You would think at some point that I would just save the options and not have to go through this every time, but rules. Okay, expert rules. Race start, standing, grid ordering, random. Delay number of laps, end of race timer. Compare last lap is off. Maybe I accidentally turned it on when I went to the pit stops. Work. Fingers crossed. Raining? Yes, it's raining. Do you like rain? No, I do not like rain.
Water means blinding heavy spray from cars ahead of you on every straightaway. So don't bother drafting behind anyone. Stay focused out there.
Yeah, but that's why we're not going to run rain. Especially when it's thundering. Yeah, thunderstorm? Yeah, no. Let's see. Yes. AM, light rain. We're getting closer. There's a charm. All right, Forza, I've given up on you and your sucky random stuff. So I'm still going to do random time of day. No. but partly cloudy. PM. And all right, so let's go to car. I need to reset fuel and tire, I think. Yep. Okay. So apologize for the delay. Again, for me practicing, I want that. I don't want to compare best lap times. I want intervals to the leader, to the cars in front of me. So hopefully we got it sorted this time. There we go. For the sake of racing, I'm going to get through the first lap just in traffic because I do need to kind of practice because we're going to run random grid ordering, so I don't know where I will start. Got someone to my inside, passing there, so leave some room. Don't hit the guy in front of me. They're gonna check. Oh wow, that was almost a disaster there. All right, so what I want to do is I'm actually outside. What I want to do is I'm going to back off here, let the field by without wrecking. Okay. Again, for me, the practice is having cars to work through, to at least understand kind of what I can get away with and what I can't. Gotta take the slightly wider line in, but I want to try and get back to the bottom. There's just something with the Lancia. It's got that little bit of grinding. I don't know if that's grinding gears there, Bubba. Something's up with the audio on that car. Oops. Really check up there again because the AI are just that TNT. We can see a little bit slower than what would be in the race, but discretion's better part of valor. Maybe the one, again, it's that whole question of what's better, take the suggested line and maybe not put as much wear in your tire, but then are you putting yourself at risk of getting nudged off if someone pushes wide? I don't know. eyes up to look ahead. Why do you brake there? Hey, turn 10. I know you got a lot of things you need to work on with this game, but can you please, for the love of God, you know, work on your AI pathing, because they're full on braking. It's like, seriously? Seems like on their own they're okay, but it might just be something with how they react when they get into traffic. That they're doing things that are unexpected. That's never good. There's that convergence of differing lines coming out of the last corner. Inside. This came up. I just want to point something out. So, sorry, this came up in just discussing, where, when we're talking about like who can see who and where's it at. So if you can kind of see, I should have prepped this a little bit better. But if you look, you can kind of see where I'm at, where I can see I'm really close to the car next to me. They're ahead of me. Um, and I'm seeing most of their cars. I can see their front tire up, and it looks like about to their rear quarter panel. If I go into photo mode, I just want to show where that actually is. Now, as far as perspective and like that, um, it might look from the game, like from hood view, that I'm alongside or I'm starting to overlap. But the truth is, I'm really not. Let me turn my controller back on and see if it lets me do this. Is that from that same perspective, it's barely an overlap. So to really like to get alongside somebody, you almost have to be at a point where you don't see their car at all beside you. If you see them anywhere, again, that our frame of view is really just kind of out from the. You can almost see we've got the three on, at least for me on the FOV, I've got the three hood vents there, and it's kind of take the cone out from that angle. It's like it's not a wide field of view, so I have to trust the arrows. But general rule of thumb is if you see any part of the car in front of you, you're not overlapped. Or at best, you're barely overlapped. So to be truly alongside, you almost don't want to see the car beside you. Um, Anyhow, get off my soapbox there. And again, it's just to make sure that you can avoid getting into situations that you end up taking yourself out, or you end up taking you and the guy in front of you out. So I'm still not overlapped, so I'm going to back off a little bit more. No, I don't have a choice because I slowed down, but it's like I'm just going to back off a little bit, give myself some space, try and figure out where I'm quicker. It's a little bit loose there. Let me look on the outside, let's see if I can get a better crossover on exit. Bit. Yeah, now I'm about alongside. I was about to say, now I'm about alongside when I unleash him at the apex and cause the AI to freak out. Third gear, I want the car a little more on its toes. AI really just isn't that good here, are they? Up by almost 30 seconds at this point. Let's see if I can narrow some of that down. It's going a little wide. People exiting pits. Try and take the wide line around. A little bit earlier than I would have wanted to. And I'm probably going to let the car kind of carry out a little bit more and open up the second part of that hairpin. Oh, a little on the curb. Let's see how big the penalty is.
Total time penalty is about half a second.
Only 0.2. I had a 1.8 there at one point, so a little bit of room on exit. took that a little wider just because Digger was exiting the pits, and I just wanted to leave a lane open just in case the AI missed the braking point. Dresky was outside there. I want to leave some room. Really just hug the inside. Pit about, if I remember, I'm going to try and pit at the end of lap 20. I'm in fourth and see what it feels like. It just, RPM wise, it feels a little low. Okay, let's box this lap. Push, 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 push. You can use a lot of that curving. Just, it'll unsettle the car a little bit. Third gear. Again, it's really not going to catch you until you get to the pit wall. Oh, yeah, don't expect it to catch you immediately. So we have to stay on hards and go back to front. Along pit lane, so let's go ahead and just get a little something to drink. So pit exit, as you saw earlier, it does dump you straight out on the inside for turn 2 for the hairpin. So, you know, as you're coming out of the pits, try and bring it back to the left a little bit, or just keep it to the inside, and hopefully you don't get sideswiped or rear-ended. And then kind of once you're out of the hairpin, you know, kind of assess, you know, if you're clear, normal racing line. If you're in traffic, just adjust as you need to. And so we're back in 8. Let's see if we can catch Fearless again. The AI may be quick on its own, but they suck in traffic, so I will try and use that to my advantage. push. Not the ideal line that I would prefer to take. Nice little battle for 20th here. About it, just wasn't going to have the momentum to try and stick the pass before the lines converged. So, loose A's. Whoa. Something to watch out for is we're not all going to take that entry to turn one with as much reckless abandon as I do. So just got to be careful of braking and closure rates there. Outside, just to be safe. Again, the braking for turn one it's not a heavy braking, it's just a quick touch to get some, get some weight transferred to the front, get some grip on the front tires and turn in. At least that's what I'm doing on the hard tire compound. On the mediums and softs, it might even just be just a slight lift of the throttle. Night. I wonder if there's a better kind of way to tell where I'm at with braking should be with a hairpin that I can use if I can't see the racing line. The other thing I'm trying to do with the last corner is, and I do it as much as possible, is try to get my eyes up where I'm looking ahead, not where I'm at. Try and spot that second inside curbing as quickly as I can. In the apexes. pass. Back here for a second until I figure out what Tom's drivatar is doing. Still pushing a little bit on the second half there. Whoa! That's a big cut.
Total time penalty is about a second.
It's being a lot nicer to me for that than it was when I was doing practice earlier. Come on, get moving. Pushing wide, that was bad. Lucky on the exit. To go. Oh, that was bad. Way too late. say if you're looking to pass people, that's going to be the corner to see if people go wide on the second half of it. Hey. AD took that a little bit slower than I expected it to. No chance. Side, so a little bit of room at the apex. Take my chance of not cutting the course on the outside. Got 7th and 8th right together. I wonder if that's 6th in front of them. Come on, get going. Excuse me, I'm coming by.
More lap.
Finally. So yeah, it looks like that light pole on the inside is a good reference, you know, on the left side heading into the hairpin to help find your braking point if we're racing at night. .5, so not too bad. So that is Maple Valley short reverse in the new Forza Motorsport with our Mazda 323 for that race. So again, hope you guys having a great weekend. This race, if we can survive the opening lap or two and things stretch out, then I think it should be a really good race. Again, these cars, the draft is really good, and and our tire compound strategy does tend to keep things as pretty well balanced. Hashtag me personally, wish I didn't have to refuel on the pit stop, and that might give me a little more something to work with in the later stages of the race, but I don't make the rules. So hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. I'm going to take a short break and then pop back on to do the track guide for VIR South. So hope you, again, for the third time, hope you're having a great weekend. See you soon. Happy racing.